Hello Golden State Warriors fans, we are here once again to bring you the latest news related to our team, and I would like to emphasize how committed we are to improving our performance to achieve great results. Before we dive into this intriguing news, I kindly request you to show your support by clicking the like button, and if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, I invite you all to join us on an exciting journey. Remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything.
Steph Curry admits he's chasing a record, just not the one you think. Steph Curry, the baby-faced assassin, has his sights set on more than just titles. While the Golden State Warriors star is still laser-focused on competing for championships, he recently opened up about a personal milestone he's quietly aiming for, cracking the top 10 all-time scorers in NBA history. Curry, who currently ranks 24th with 25,386 career points, would need to pass 14 more legends to get there. And even though he's never been one to publicly chase stats, the 37-year-old admitted in a recent interview on 360 with Speedy that the thought crosses his mind more often than you'd think. "I do that math from time to time," Curry told host Speedy Mormon. "Actually, I do it all the time. Just trying to wrap my head around how long I'd have to play, and at what level, to actually get there." Last season, Curry averaged 24.5 points per game, racking up 1,718 points. He also led the league in free throw percentage, 91.1%, and three-pointers made per game, 4.4. If he matches that total again next season, he'd reach 27,104 career points, enough to leapfrog Hakeem Olajuwon and land in 14th place. That is, unless Russell Westbrook manages to drop 900 points of his own and disrupt the climb. Breaking into the top 10, however, is a much taller order. Curry would need to score another 2,904 points to catch up to Carmelo Anthony's 28,289, a number that would require one of the 6 highest scoring seasons in NBA history. And let's not forget, some of the names he's chasing are still adding to their totals. James Harden currently sits at No. 11 with 27,687 points. Kevin Durant? He's 8th with over 30,000. Realistically, Curry will need at least 3 strong seasons to pass Shaquille O'Neal's 28,596 points and break into the top 10. But that doesn't seem to faze him. "I'm nowhere near done," Curry said confidently. So is climbing the scoring list his main motivation? Not exactly. "That's not why I'm still playing," he added. "It's more about reaching a level where we can compete for titles. That's what drives me." Still, if the Warriors can rally behind him, maybe with a little help from guys like Al Horford, DeAnthony Melton, his brother Seth, or even a grumpy Jonathan Kuminga, Curry might just accelerate both journeys toward another ring and a spot among the greatest scorers in NBA history. The idea of Steph Curry climbing into the top 10 all-time scorers list has sparked buzz across the NBA world, not just among fans, but also among former players, analysts, and even current teammates. For a player long known for revolutionizing the game with his shooting rather than raw scoring volume, the possibility of Curry ending his career among the all-time greats in total points adds another layer to his already legendary legacy. "He changed the game without needing to chase stats," said former NBA champion Richard Jefferson on ESPN. But now that he's in this phase of his career, and still playing at such a high level, why not go for it? He's earned that right. Indeed, Curry's scoring longevity is what makes his pursuit so compelling. Unlike traditional high-volume scorers who often dominate with sheer physicality, Curry relies on skill, precision, and off-ball movement, tools that tend to age better. His shooting touch hasn't faded, and with the Warriors continuing to build around him, he has the green light to keep producing. But it's not just about the numbers. There's a legacy element in play here. Moving up the scoring ladder would place Curry alongside names like Shaq, Dirk Nowitzki, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kobe Bryant, not just as a revolutionary player, but as one of the most prolific scorers the league has ever seen. Still, there are hurdles. The Warriors are in a transitional phase, and their path back to true title contention is murky. Klay Thompson is gone. Draymond Green isn't getting any younger. The roster is a mix of veterans trying to hold on and young talent still finding its identity. And while Curry remains the heart and soul of the franchise, the burden on his shoulders continues to grow. That's why Curry's recent comments resonated so much. They weren't just about personal ambition. They were about keeping the competitive fire alive. "I want to be in the mix for something meaningful," he told Mormon. "That's what keeps me waking up, going to the gym, staying locked in." Around the league, his words landed with impact. Teammates praised his mindset. Rivals took notice. And fans, many of whom once believed Curry might slow down in his mid-30s, are now wondering just how high he can climb, both on the court and in the record books. Social media lit up after the interview aired, with phrases like top 10 incoming and Steph not done yet trending on X, formerly Twitter. Even LeBron James chimed in with a subtle nod during a post-practice interview, saying, "I've said it before, Steph's one of one. If he wants it, he'll go get it." There's still work to be done, of course. To surpass Shaq, Curry would need to average roughly 20 points per game for the next 3 seasons, something well within reach if he remains healthy. But with the league constantly evolving and younger stars emerging, Curry's quest is as much about sustaining greatness as it is chasing history. One thing is clear, he's not done writing his story. And whether it ends with more titles, a spot among the scoring elite, or both, Steph Curry is determined to leave no doubt about where he belongs in basketball history. What Draymond Green said about De'Anthony Melton potentially returning to the Warriors in 2025-26. The Golden State Warriors may be bringing back a familiar face next season, De'Anthony Melton. After a short but impactful stint with the team in 2024-25, Melton is reportedly on the verge of rejoining the Warriors for the upcoming campaign. According to Brian Windhorst, the team is close to finalizing deals with both Melton and veteran big man Al Horford, pending ongoing discussions surrounding the future of forward Jonathan Kuminga. Melton originally signed a 1-year deal with Golden State after head coach Steve Kerr pushed for his acquisition. Coming off a strong run with the Philadelphia 76ers, the 27-year-old guard brought immediate energy to the Warriors' rotation. In just 6 games, he averaged 10.3 points, 3.3 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 1.2 steals in 20.2 minutes per game. More importantly, the Warriors won 4 of those 6 games. But then came the setback. A partial tear of his ACL forced Melton to shut things down early in the season. Opting for surgery to prevent further damage, he was later traded to the Brooklyn Nets in a deal that brought Dennis Schroeder to Golden State. Despite the limited time on the court, Melton left a strong impression, and not just for his play. Veteran leader Draymond Green, never one to hold back his thoughts, praised Melton's impact on and off the floor in an interview with ESPN. "What he brought to the team was great. We'll definitely miss that," Green said. "But what we'll miss even more is who he is every day. His energy, his positivity, always smiling, never down, just bringing good vibes constantly." Green didn't stop there. "It's heartbreaking to see a young guy in a contract year go through something like that," he continued. "But the mark he's already left on this organization is real. He deserves a chance to come back, and I really hope he decides this is the place for him." Melton is expected to make a full recovery from his surgery, and the Warriors see him as a valuable piece in their plans, not just as a role player, but as someone who can contribute to winning culture. While the spotlight is often on the big names, locker room glue guys like Melton can quietly shape the identity of a team. His return wouldn't just boost the roster, it would restore a spirit the team lost when he went down. And with the Warriors looking to rebound from an inconsistent season, his presence might be exactly what they need. Melton's potential return has already started to create waves around the NBA. Insiders view it as one of the more under-the-radar moves that could pay huge dividends for Golden State, especially considering the team's recent lack of consistent two-way production from the guard position. In his brief time with the Warriors, Melton not only showed flashes of scoring and perimeter defense, but also proved he could thrive in Steve Kerr's movement-heavy, read-and-react defensive system. His ability to defend multiple positions, hit open shots, and make smart plays without needing the ball in his hands made him a seamless fit alongside Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Now, with Thompson gone to Dallas and the backcourt rotation wide open, there's a real opportunity for Melton to take on a larger role, if his body holds up. It's not just about getting him back, one Warriors front office source reportedly told The Athletic. It's about giving him the runway to be even better than he was before. Melton's injury history does add an element of caution. However, the team's medical staff is optimistic. His surgery was successful, and his recovery has reportedly gone smoothly. He's expected to be fully cleared for training camp, and sources close to him say he's more motivated than ever to prove himself. That determination isn't going unnoticed in the locker room either. Multiple Warriors players, including Kevin Looney and Gary Payton II, have publicly voiced their support for Melton's return, highlighting not only his toughness, but his character. "He's the type of guy you want going to battle with you," Payton II said in a recent podcast appearance. He doesn't take plays off, and he's one of the few guys who can really swing a game defensively. That's rare. From a roster-building perspective, Melton's potential return also signals a shift in how the Warriors are thinking. With an aging core and limited cap flexibility, they're now placing greater value on players who can produce immediately, contribute defensively, and fit culturally within the team. Melton checks all of those boxes. Fans, too, have been vocal on social media. Many remember how well the team played during his short run and are hopeful that a healthy Melton could be a stabilizing force in a roster full of uncertainty. Hashtags like #MeltonReturns and #RunItBack have started trending among Warriors faithful. As negotiations continue behind the scenes, Melton's camp has remained relatively quiet, signaling that both sides are serious about making a deal happen. The final details may hinge on the resolution of Jonathan Kuminga's situation, as the team looks to balance youth development with win-now urgency. Whether it's as a starting guard or a trusted sixth man, one thing is clear: De'Anthony Melton earned the Warriors' respect, and possibly a second chance. And if Draymond Green has any say in it, that door will be wide open. "He fits what we're about," Green said. "And I think he's just getting started." How Jonathan Kuminga really feels about joining the Sacramento Kings this summer. Key insight revealed. Jonathan Kuminga remains the biggest name still on the market among restricted free agents, and now there's growing buzz that the Sacramento Kings could make a move for him. Reports suggest that the Golden State Warriors are open to discussing a potential deal with the Kings, a team that's willing to offer Kuminga something he hasn't had consistently in Golden State: a starting role. After 4 seasons in the NBA, Kuminga has shown clear growth. He's an explosive, athletic forward with scoring upside. But despite his progress, he never quite found his place in Steve Kerr's rotation. The truth is, Kuminga has never really been one of Kerr's favorites. That's led to some tension behind the scenes, and it's becoming increasingly clear that the 22-year-old might not be part of the Warriors' long-term plans. Kuminga and the Kings have started talking. As arguably the most promising restricted free agent left, Kuminga has now had direct conversations with the Sacramento Kings. According to ESPN's Anthony Slater, Kuminga reached out to the Kings in recent days. It's the first time he's spoken with Scott Perry, Doug Christie, and B.J. Armstrong. From what I understand, he really liked what Perry had to say. The Kings' pitch was simple but compelling: a real chance to start and grow into a franchise cornerstone. It's more than just a contract for Kuminga, it's about finding the right fit, and Sacramento might be exactly that. Why Sacramento makes sense for Kuminga. In Golden State, Kuminga struggled to break through a veteran-heavy lineup. Kerr has long favored experienced names like Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, leaving little room for younger players to flourish. But in Sacramento, things could be different. Kuminga wouldn't just be fighting for minutes. He'd be seen as a foundational piece of the future. That kind of opportunity is rare, and it's exactly what a young, talented player like him deserves. He's only 22, and while there may be a learning curve, he has the tools to become a star. A duo of Kuminga and Keegan Murray could give the Kings 2 dynamic, modern forwards to build around for years to come. The Kings need a reset. Kuminga could be the answer. After a promising 2023 playoff run, the Kings fell short of expectations and ultimately saw De'Aaron Fox move on. They're now in the middle of a retooling phase, looking for the kind of rising talent who can change their trajectory. Jonathan Kuminga might be that guy. If the Kings can give him the right role, the right support, and the space to grow, this could be a breakout move for both sides. Kuminga wants more than just a deal, he wants a chance to lead. And Sacramento might just be ready to hand him the keys. The Kuminga saga: what comes next for the Kings, Warriors, and the player at the center of it all? Talks between the Sacramento Kings and Golden State Warriors have reportedly reached a standstill. Despite Sacramento presenting a trade package that included players like Devin Carter and Dario Saric, along with multiple second-round picks, the Warriors have shown no intention of moving forward with a deal. They've made it clear they want more in return, ideally a first-round pick or a young, high-upside player. Golden State's hesitation isn't just about Kuminga's value. Their entire offseason has been on pause, largely due to his contract situation. Kuminga is said to be seeking around $30 million per year, while the Warriors' reported offer sits closer to $20 to $23 million. He has yet to accept those terms. With limited teams having cap space, Kuminga doesn't have many options in free agency. If he refuses all offers, his most likely path is to accept the 1-year qualifying offer and become an unrestricted free agent in 2026. While risky, this could give him a chance to prove his value and negotiate on his own terms next year. For the Kings, missing out on Kuminga could be a major setback. He was seen as a potential core piece for a restructured lineup following the departure of De'Aaron Fox. Sacramento has made other additions, like veteran guards and promising draft picks, but none offer the long-term upside Kuminga brings. For Golden State, holding on to Kuminga too long could cost them. If the relationship continues to sour and he ultimately leaves for nothing, they miss out on a valuable return. On the other hand, giving in too early could mean trading away a 22-year-old with star potential for less than he's worth. There are a few possible paths from here. Sacramento raises its offer, potentially including a protected first-round pick or a more valuable young player to meet Golden State's demands. Kuminga accepts the qualifying offer, plays out the season, and bets on his future as an unrestricted free agent. The stalemate continues with neither side budging, leaving Kuminga's status unresolved and both franchises stuck in limbo. For Kuminga, this is more than just a contract. He wants the opportunity to grow, lead, and be treated as more than a backup option behind aging veterans. Sacramento offers that path, but it remains to be seen whether the Warriors will allow him to take it. This ongoing situation speaks to broader challenges in today's NBA, managing young talent, balancing cap space, and navigating the tension between winning now and building for the future. The outcome of this standoff could shape not only Kuminga's career but the direction of both franchises for years to come. Kendrick Perkins calls out Steve Kerr for not trusting young players. He struggles to let young guys be great. Steve Kerr is widely respected as one of the greatest coaches in NBA history, with 4 championship titles to his name. But for all his success, there's one recurring criticism that just won't go away: his unwillingness to truly trust and develop young talent. Former NBA champion and ESPN analyst Kendrick Perkins didn't hold back recently, calling out Kerr for what he sees as the coach's biggest flaw. The Golden State Warriors have been one of the most dominant franchises of the 21st century, and Kerr has undeniably played a major role in that. While stars like Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson usually get the spotlight, Kerr's leadership has been instrumental in their dynasty. However, that same leadership comes with a blind spot. Since the Warriors' 2022 title run, fans and analysts alike have questioned Kerr's hesitance to lean on young players, particularly promising forward Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga, despite flashes of elite potential, often found himself buried in the rotation. Now, he's reportedly exploring opportunities elsewhere, including talks with the Sacramento Kings. He's seeking a deal worth over $30 million, and the Warriors don't seem too eager to meet that price. Perkins sees this as a symptom of a larger issue. Steve Kerr, in my opinion, struggles to let young guys be great, Perkins said on an episode of Road Trippin' with Richard Jefferson and Allie Clifton. The only young player I've seen him really embrace is Brandon Podziemski. But even then, Perkins added, Podziemski is more of a long-term role player. When it comes to guys with real potential to be starters or stars, Kerr just doesn't seem to give them the leash they need to grow. It's a fair critique, and one that could become increasingly relevant. The Warriors are heading into the 2025-26 season with a veteran-heavy core. Curry, Draymond, and now Jimmy Butler are proven leaders, but age is a factor. While this roster might compete in the short term, the long-term future hinges on how the team develops its next generation. The league is shifting. With teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder proving that youth can win, and win big, the pressure is on older teams like the Warriors to adapt. Relying solely on aging stars isn't sustainable. Kerr's reluctance to give young players real minutes could end up costing the Warriors more than just games. It could cost them their future. Players like Kuminga and James Wiseman had the tools, but under Kerr, they never truly had the platform to flourish. Wiseman is already gone, and Kuminga may soon follow. Perkins' frustration taps into a bigger conversation about the direction of the franchise. The Warriors can't afford to ignore the next wave of talent. To remain competitive, not just now, but in the years to come, Kerr may need to evolve just like the league has. The question is, will he? The conversation around Steve Kerr's handling of young talent has only grown louder following Kuminga's public frustration and the Warriors' ongoing struggles to balance competing now with building for the future. After a disappointing playoff exit last season, many around the league expected the Warriors to shift gears, to start integrating their younger players more seriously into the rotation. Instead, Kerr continued to lean heavily on his veterans, raising concerns about whether the team is truly preparing for life after Steph Curry. Jonathan Kuminga, in particular, has become the face of this dilemma. The 21-year-old forward has shown real flashes of becoming a two-way force. His athleticism, defensive instincts, and improving offensive game make him a rare talent. But inconsistent minutes, unclear roles, and public comments from his camp have all pointed to frustration behind the scenes. Sources around the league have confirmed that Kuminga's representation has been exploring trade options, with the Sacramento Kings emerging as a potential landing spot. If the Warriors do move him, it could send a clear signal that they're prioritizing short-term loyalty to their veteran core over long-term development. Meanwhile, the fan base is divided. Some support Kerr's commitment to veterans like Curry, Green, and Butler, arguing that as long as that championship window is open, however narrow, the franchise should chase titles. Others, including former players like Perkins, argue that failing to develop the next generation could leave the franchise stuck in mediocrity once the current stars retire. And it's not just Kuminga. James Wiseman, a former No. 2 overall pick, never found his footing under Kerr and is now trying to revive his career elsewhere. Moses Moody, another promising prospect, has also seen inconsistent usage despite strong performances when given the chance. The broader NBA community is taking notice. On social media, debates have erupted over Kerr's coaching philosophy, with analysts questioning whether he's adapting to the modern NBA fast enough. The league is getting younger, faster, and more dynamic. Teams like the Thunder, Magic, and Rockets are proving that betting on youth, and giving them real responsibility, can lead to meaningful success. The Warriors, by contrast, are seen by some as stuck between eras. Perkins' criticism, though blunt, has sparked a necessary conversation. It's not just about one coach or one player, it's about how an elite franchise evolves in a rapidly changing league. The Warriors are still one of the most respected organizations in sports, but respect alone doesn't win championships. Vision, adaptability, and trust in new talent do. As the 2025-26 season approaches, all eyes will be on Kerr. Will he finally make space for the team's young players to thrive? Or will the Warriors double down on the old guard, risking a slow decline in the name of short-term stability? Either way, the clock is ticking, not just on Curry's career, but on the franchise's identity moving forward.